Chickweed. Chickweed is a fun plant to get to know. It's Stellaria media, the medium star flower. It's a wild plant that is a really common weed, especially in the cooler temperatures. So at least here in Maine, it's really popular in the spring and in the fall. It kind of has a second flush. In the height of the summer, it just kind of withers away. It is an annual, so it reproduces seeds every year. So if you want to maintain a healthy patch of chickweed, don't harvest it all, let some go to seed. But it makes a lovely green, wild green food in salads, or pesto is delicious. Chickweed, it really just has a very spinachy, kind of succulent flavor to it. And the infusion flavor also just kind of tastes like spinach, like mild green spinach. I think it's pretty easy to drink. So why do we want to even drink this spinach-like infusion? Well, chickweed is full of nutrition, of course, and protein. So minerals that it contains include phosphorus, calcium, zinc, copper, iron, potassium, chromium, manganese. I don't know if I already said magnesium, but definitely magnesium, silicon, aluminum, cobalt, molybdenum, and then vitamins, carotenes, which we can turn into vitamin A, B vitamin complex, C vitamins, D as well, vitamin, and protein. It's also very cooling and moistening in general, very soothing, again, to the mucous membranes, like a lot of these great nourishing herbs are. An interesting component that chickweed has, the other plants have too, but chickweed is I feel like known for it, is it has a lot of saponins in it. And if you think that saponin sounds kind of like soap, well, you're right. It does have this kind of frothy, soapy nature to it that can actually break up fatty things, like how soap can break up oil and grease in a fry pan. Saponins can break up fats, kind of has this emulsifying action. And so chickweed is really well known for helping to break up, fatty cysts, especially ovarian cysts or even breast cysts. So not only do saponins do that, but saponins help the mucous membrane of the intestines to absorb more nutrients. So if you're nutrient deplete, or if your digestive system is having a hard time absorbing nutrition, then chickweed could be a really nice benefit. So not only does it provide a lot of nutrition, but then it also has the saponins, which help the body to take in the nutrition. It's also, because of this saponic action, it is known to help if you are looking to reduce your weight. If you're on a weight loss program, then chickweed infusion could be helpful in a healthy way. And it is also really beneficial for the saponins in general, really help things, blood especially, and lymph flow better. So you get a lot more flow through the liver and the kidneys and the lungs and the lymphatic system. So it's really helpful if you feel like the sense of stagnancy or sluggishness within your body. And so herbs that tend to do this tend to support all of these systems of metabolism, like the liver and digestion and kidneys and metabolism and elimination, I would say, are known as alteratives. So chickweed is known as an alterative herb, and alterative is kind of an interesting term in that for me, what I've learned is that it really helps these herbs that are known as alteratives help in a broad spectrum way to move the body toward a altered state of health, a better state of health, by supporting a large range of these organ systems of metabolism and elimination. Just keeping things moving and healthy and good to go and nourished. Also, chickweed, because it's this cooling and moistening, it's quite anti-inflammatory if there's excess inflammation, or inflammation modulating. And it's very demulcent and emollient, so externally very soothing to the skin and internally very soothing to the internal skins or the mucous membranes of the body, which would be our whole respiratory system, our sinuses, our lungs, and then our whole digestive system, right from the mouth all the way through, and our urinary tract and our reproductive organs all have mucous membranes to them. So along those lines, chickweed can be really beneficial if your lungs, if you have bronchitis or like chronically inflamed lungs, or pain, burning anywhere in the body, but in the lungs, in the digestive system, on the skin. Eczema could be maybe very helped with chickweed. Any sort of eye inflammation is also really helped with chickweed, even like as a topical compress with the infusion or fomentation with the straining cloth on the eyes. Conjunctivitis too, with the eyes closed, of course. And then swollen lymph glands, or lymph nodes, I should say. So any sort of tonsillitis or any sort of just chronically swollen lymph nodes. I mean, I feel like if our lymph nodes are swollen, it's just a sign that our body is, working on something, working on eliminating an infection, or, our immune system is functioning. But we also want to make sure that we don't get chronically swollen lymph nodes, that we can keep things moving as well. Also, nerve pain, if you have any neuralgia, chickweed can be very soothing to that specifically. Also helping with healthy menses and lactation for women. And also general thyroid health, or even if you have like a thyroid cyst or a swollen thyroid, then this could be a benefit for you as well. So a whole range of things that chickweed can really offer us. And I just feel like it's a wonderful wild food to be able to incorporate into our nourishing infusion routine. So this is an ounce of chickweed, dried, cut and sifted. And this was actually probably one of the lesser expensive herbs to purchase. I don't know if it's just because it hasn't caught on yet to what a wonderful herb it is as an infusion. But I think people can also use a chickweed tincture, or they will do chickweed oil topically to rub on any sort of cysty type of area, like lumpy breasts or whatever. All right, so we're going to strain out this chickweed infusion. This has a good seal on it. Made this last night. There we go. Okay, so again, this is another great mucilaginous herb along with the comfrey and the linden. And so it might strain a little slower than the others. And you could do a rebrew if you wanted, like you would with the comfrey and linden, which you would just, instead of really squeezing out this herb material, you could just plop it back into a sauce pot and pour a couple cups of water on top of it. Bring it up to a quick boil and then let it reduce down to room temperature again. And then strain that and squeezing it to see if there's any leftover mucilage. And that's what's great about these infusions. I mean, yes, we want to drink them, but we can also work with them topically, whether in bath water, as rinse, and then we can even work with the herb material that's left over as a poultice, or that's already in the straining cloth as a fomentation, where you could just like put it right on any sort of inflamed skin or tissue. And chickweed, it's just such a sweet little plant that is, you'll find it even if you're in the city, you'll find it growing in pots or around the base of trees. It likes kind of shady, cool areas. But it tends to kind of vine along, it's almost doesn't have enough support for its own body to stand up straight, so it just kind of flops along and grows along the ground. But try some chickweed out, see what you think. Cheers!